Miami Dolphins, New York Jets, Denver Broncos, Washington Redskins, Arizona Cardinals, and the Cincinnati Bengals. These, my friends, are the remaining winless teams across the NFL going into week number 5 of the regular season. Now, none of these teams have found a way to muster up a win. At least the Cardinals did find a way to muster up a tie early on in the year. But the question is, if you put all of these winless teams together into one huge mega team, even though individually they're not good enough to get a win, but together with the best players from these teams combined into one, would they be good enough to win the Super Bowl? So hopefully you guys do enjoy today's video, and if you do, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe if you are new. If you have any other ideas for Madden 20 experiments, make sure to let me know in the comment section below for a chance for your idea to actually be made into a video. Make sure once again to subscribe if you are new, turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any uploads on the channel. Uploaded the episode of the Gonzaga series earlier if you did miss that, so go check it out if you didn't. Now with that said, I have a little bit of explaining to do before we actually get into the experiment. So at this point in time, I'm uploading this video right before Monday Night Football. And if you guys didn't know, Monday Night Football is going to be a great matchup between two winless teams, the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cincinnati Bengals. You probably noticed in the intro I didn't even mention the Steelers. That's because I decided for this video I went with the favorite to lose tonight's game to not use in this experiment, because I don't want to make this experiment and it not be valid the rest of the week because one of the teams tonight has to lose. So I'm just going to go with the odds, and the odds had the Steelers winning by 3. So that's why the Bengals are included into today's video and not the Steelers. I could be completely wrong. If that does happen, that kind of sucks because it completely ruins the video, but you get the point. Now with that said, my dudes, we did decide to use the New York Jets as one of the teams that have yet to win a game. As we look, the team is extremely overpowered, coming in at a 90 overall, a 93 offense, and a 95 defense. That right there is a team that's definitely going to contend for the Super Bowl this season, although we've seen crazier things in Madden simulations throughout the channel. But time to meet this squad. I mean, to be fair, it is 6 NFL teams combined into one, so obviously that's going to make a relatively good team, although it's a team combined of all the winless teams. But even though it's a good team, the quarterback position isn't that great. Sam Darnold is the active starter at a 78 overall, and backing him up, Mr. Dwayne Haskins. Now the running back position, we have Le'Veon Bell, so the running back position completely stacked. Obviously going to be a run-first offense this year. Le'Veon Bell, the starter, with David Johnson, 90 overall, backing him up, and Joe Mixon backing him up as the third running back. What a team to have Joe Mixon as your third running back. Starting fullback is just going to be David Johnson. At wide receiver, we have AJ Green, Emmanuel Sanders, Tyler Boyd, Robbie Anderson, Cortland Sutton, and Tyler Eifert. It is a stacked wide receiver core, and it's actually hilarious. I'm interested to see how many Dolphins are actually on this team. I'll be shocked if it's more. I don't even know if there is going to be a Dolphin. I don't know. I'll have to see. That actually be funny. Tyler Eifert, as you just saw, is going to be the starting tight end with Charles Clay behind him. Left tackle, we have Trent Williams, the big veteran, at a 95 overall from the Redskins. Left guard, Kalichi Osemele, 87 overall. At the center position, we have Ryan Khalil. Don't know why he looks like that, but he does, so we'll have to just deal with it. Right guard, we have Brandon Sheriff from the Redskins as well, coming in at 87 overall. And last but not least, right tackle position, Marcus Gilbert at an 83 overall. So the offensive line is okay, but not overly spectacular. Wide receiver core is pretty good. Running back core is sick. Just depends on how the quarterback play is to see how this team actually does this year. Now moving on into the defensive side of things for the winless teams combined into one. Now left in, we have Leonard Williams from the Jets at an 84 overall. And on the right side, I never know how to pronounce this guy's name, Matthew Ioannidis at an 83 overall, with Carl Lawson backing him up at the D tackle position. The veteran Geno Atkins at a 91 overall, and the youngster Daron Payne at an 83, with Quinn Williams, what a beast, the rookie from Alabama, 80 overall as the third DT. So that defensive line is pretty freaking stacked. Moving on to the linebacker core. On the left side, Von Miller at a 97 overall. I think that's the first Broncos player that we've seen in today's video. Oh, we saw Emmanuel Sanders as well, but it's only been a couple. Now, at the middle linebacker position, C.J. Mosley, Avery Williamson, and Jordan Hicks. 2 New York Jets at the middle linebacker position. On the right side, we have Ryan Kerrigan from the Redskins with Chandler Jones behind him and Bradley Chum, the youngster, behind him as well. Another Bronco player. Now, the starting cornerback number 1, Pat Pete. The cornerback core is locked down. Pat Pete, 94 overall. Chris Harris at the 2. 90 overall, Kareem Jackson, another veteran. A lot of veterans here. 89 overall, Xavier Howard. We actually have a Miami Dolphin. It took until the cornerback position to see a Dolphin on this team, and it's the 4th cornerback. I don't even know why he's an 87. He's normally, I thought he was an 82 anyways. He's on the team, but still is a number 4 cornerback. And William Jackson behind him as number 5. Now, free safety, we do have Jesse Bates at an 81, Buda Baker behind him at an 80. At the strong safety position, Jamal Adams at a 90 overall, Landon Collins behind him. At the kicker position, Brandon McManus at a 76 from the Broncos, and at the punter position, Tress Waite at an 81 overall. We're going to have Mr. David Johnson returning the kicks. We're going to have Mr. David Johnson returning the punts. So I think this team, incredible. Absolutely insane. 90 rated. As it's actually interesting to see in these experiments when we combine teams. It's also always just as interesting to see how bad the other teams are that were already bad, that lost their best players, how bad they do throughout the regular season. So we're going to check on them as well. So with that, time to go ahead and simulate into the playoffs. When you guys let me know in the comment section below how good you think this team does. Let me know your predictions. I'm going to say we're going to go 12-4. With this team being a 90 overall, they should probably do better than that, but Madden simulations are crazy, especially with Sam Darnold being the starting quarterback under an 80, and they're so important in simulations. I'm going to go 12-4. Let me know your predictions in the comment section below. So it looks like we did get a first round bye. Crazy enough, we actually lost our last week to the Bills. Have a ton of players that we can upgrade. Let me do this really quick. Maybe I can get a little gauge here. Sam Darnold with a ton of upgrade points. So does Dwayne Haskins. Did they both play? I don't know. We're upgrading both players. So 39 players were upgraded here. So team is up to a 92 overall, 95 offense, 97 defense. And we end up going 13-3. How the heck did the Miami Dolphins win 4 games when they lost their best players? Oh, that's right. They didn't even hardly lose anybody. But that's still crazy. The Dolphins ended up winning 4 games when in real life they're probably not going to win 1. And even in the experiment I did yesterday with Tom Brady and the Dolphins, they only won 3. So without Tom Brady and without Xavier Howard, they still won more games. Madden is spectacular. But with that said, going to look at the standings, see if we had the best record in the league. Well, we tied with the Colts and the Bears. So an Andrew Luckless Colts and the Chicago Bears have just as good of a record than the Redskins, the Dolphins, the Cardinals, the Broncos, the Bengals, and the Jets, all combined into one. Browns behind them at a 12-4. Now the interesting, see the Giants, look at them led by Daniel Jones, 10-6 on the year, so I'm pretty sure Giants fans would definitely approve that. What the heck? This game is so freaking stupid. So the Redskins, although they might only win 1 or 2 games the entire season, when they lose their best players, go 8-8. What a game Madden is. So I didn't expect that. They almost even made the playoffs. The Patriots always make the playoffs, even when they go 8-8 and have a super team in the Jets in this franchise in the division. Now the other team that lost their best players, the Broncos. In real life, they can't win a game. But in Madden 20, when they lose their best players like Von Miller, Bradley Chubb, and Chris Harris off that defense, they still find a way to win 7 games and have the same exact record as the Dallas Cowboys, and more wins than the Falcons and more wins than the Steelers. And also the Chiefs. Wow. So the Broncos, without Von Miller, Chris Harris, and Bradley Chubb, have more wins than the Chiefs. Interesting. The Bengals won 4 games, although they lost their best players, and the Cardinals didn't do too much better. They won 3 games, although they were missing like Patrick Peterson. And that was pretty much it. I think Patrick Peterson and Chandler Jones were the only few, David Johnson, the only few Cardinals I saw leave. We had the 4th best offense in the league, and defensively, it should be number 1. The 5th best defense in the league. Surprise is not number 1. So yearly awards MVP goes to Cam Newton on the Panthers. Look at that, dude. The guy is defying all odds, defying logic, and defying physics. Aaron Rodgers in 4th, Mitch Trubisky in 6th, Mariota in 8th. The running back that made the top 10 was not our Le'Veon Bell, was Alvin Kamara at 7th. Oh, we had Sam Darnold at 9th. But anyways, always like looking at the Rookie of the Year goes to N'Keal Harry in the AFC. NFC goes to Daniel Jones. I think this is the first time in a simulation I have seen Daniel Jones win it over Kyler Murray. The scenes, boys. The scenes. It has been a revolution here in the Madden 20. Brian Burns wins the NFC Defensive Rookie of the Year as well. Now, checking out some of these statistics across the board. Sam Darnold, a great season. 3,800 yards, 35 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Now this is why I was confused Le'Veon Bell didn't come to the top 10. 1,700 yards, or basically 1,800 yards on the year. 15 rushing touchdowns, didn't come to the top 10 in the MVP race. David Johnson, 377 yards, 8 touchdowns on the ground. Catching the football, Tyler Boyd led the team with 825 yards, but AJ Green led the team with 13 touchdown receptions. Defensively, we had Jesse Bates, a free safety, lead us in tackles, and we had, looks like Von Miller lead the team with 16.5 sacks. In terms of interceptions, we had Pat Pete lead the squadron with a total of 3. But guys, with that said, it's now time to see if this team, a 92 rated team, are going to go ahead and upgrade the team as much as we possibly can. Deron Payne and Cortland Sutton. I didn't even know we had Cortland Sutton, but he is improved. So can a 97 overall offense, 97 overall defense, 93 overall as a whole, although I still don't understand why 97 and 97 average out to be 93, but we're not asking questions around here. No way a 93 rated team loses to the Browns at home. I want this team to hoist that Super Bowl trophy. We get a win, 38-22 over the Cleveland Browns. These teams, they haven't got many wins in real life. I mean, to be statistically correct, they've gotten 0. So you've got to give their fans, you got to give their players something to be proud about. And that proudness can be a Super Bowl trophy, Madden 20. They get a big one of the Jags, 38-13, as we're going to be taking on the Chicago Bears in the Super Bowl. We can do some more upgrades here. We have Jamal Adams, CJ Mosley, and Brandon Scherf, so some big players getting some upgrades. So did that bump up our overall at all? No, we're still at 97, but let's see. Can we beat the 13-3 Chicago Bears, the best 2 teams in the league record-wise? Can we get it done? 6 teams, 6 winless teams combined into one. A huge W. 28-3 over the New York Jets, and I'm actually shocked, but we did get it done. The team compiled of winless NFL teams through week 4 of the NFL regular season do get it done and do win the Super Bowl. So at least they have something to be happy about.